I've been getting you the worst of me. Now you wanna stay the night. Pretty how you work hard for me, but forgetting how to talk.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I may or may not have an adult beverage in this video because it is 6 o'clock at night. I just finished cleaning up dinner and we are getting the damn thing done. But I mean, it may also just be grape juice. So I've come across yet another Isagenix training, and this one is all about the compensation plan. The last Isagenix training that we reacted to was extra cringe. We were being yelled at by some top leaders within Isagenix, and I believe these are also top leaders within Isagenix. Now, some of the terms I don't really know because I'm not super familiar with Isagenix yet, so bear with me. If we come across any terms, I'll try and Google them really quick while we're recording this video to give you an idea of what the they're talking about. Now, if you've never been here before, I do not blur out my videos. I don't blur the faces. I don't change voices unless it has to do with a copyright issue. Now, this does not mean that I am inciting hate toward these individuals. I'm not encouraging anybody to go and seek them out on social media and leave them nasty messages. Please do not do that, but do enjoy this video and react with me. Now, let's get the fuck into it.
I'm so excited about all of this. And I think one of the things that we're all feeling is we're in momentum right now. We're absolutely in momentum right now. And you can see by all the promotions and all the stuff that's happening, how much money they keep putting back into the compensation plan, how it's becoming more and more generous with all of these bonuses. And there's that extra money to be scooped up. So how many people could use an extra 10 grand right now?
Who can't use an extra 10 grand? Like, that goes without saying. Now, I'm actually quickly looking up their income disclosure because, like she said, they apparently keep putting more and more back into the compensation plan. I'd like to see if that's reflected in the year-over-year income disclosure statement, because if they're putting money back into it and there's more money to be had, but the income disclosure statement doesn't show that, then it doesn't fucking matter how much money they're putting into the compensation plan or making it look like they're putting into the compensation plan. I wonder if they'll show us in the video, but the only compensation plan that I can find is the one for 2021. I can't find the one for 2022. It should be out, but I can't find it right now. According to this one, it says that in the year of 2021, the average earnings of all U.S. Isagenix associates, active and inactive, was $962. That's annually. That's for an entire year. Before expenses, the average earnings of all U.S. associates who earned money from Isagenix in the year 2021 was $3,153 before expenses. Again, that's in 1 year. Here's what the earnings of these associates look like, broken down by top 1%, top 10%, and top 50%. So the top 1%, you always want to look at the median because that's going to give you the best idea, the best average idea of what people made that year. The top 1% earned a median of $100,587. The top 10%, earned a median of $6,901. What? They would have to be putting a shit ton of money into their compensation plan to make this even worth doing. It's such a waste of time and money. Now, the top 50% earned $977 in the year of 2021. I can't. Like, just don't do this. But let's see if they bring up the income disclosure from 2022 at all. I'd be really curious to see if it grew with the money that they're putting into the compensation plan, or if it went down, stayed the same. What is happening?
You know, it's available to us. And one of the biggest things that we need to clearly discern, is this supplemental for you, supplemental income, or primary income?
I hope it's supplemental, because the only way that it would not be supplemental is if you were in the top 1% of Isagenix. And even then, it's a little iffy.
There's a very big distinction between the two. Many people are, in their mind, they're thinking this is their primary source of income. but they're treating their business as supplemental income.
I'm sorry, ma'am. What? That doesn't make sense. Well, I gotta listen to it again. I think what she's saying is if you're not recruiting, you're treating it as supplemental income. Now, there's a big difference between supplemental and primary income, and you will definitely know if your Isagenix business is bringing you primary income or it's bringing you supplemental income, if that. And I'm not sure she knows what she's talking about at this point in the game already, because just that statement made no sense. You either are making the majority of your money with your Isagenix business or you're not. That's it. Like, you can't just, no. Ay.
If you run any business, if you've ever had any experience in any business, you have to recruit people. That's how anything, a brick and mortar. I had 2 gyms. I had 2 medi spas.
What? What the fuck, ma'am? I have a business and I have not recruited anybody. I don't recruit people. You don't recruit people in a business. What are you talking about, ma'am? In an actual business, you don't have to recruit people unless, like, say you're working at a hospital and you're a recruiter for physicians. That's different. Or a recruiter for employees, anything like that. That's different, because you're not going to recruit these people and asking them for money to start working at those places. This is false information.
If people didn't come in those doors, I didn't make money. I had to pay for marketing and advertising and public relations and get people to come through the door. This is it for us. We have to speak about it. And belief has a sound. And oftentimes the sound is disconnected. The energy is disconnected from the words, because we want primary income, but we don't have the belief to support that because we're making supplemental income and we're upset about that. And here's what I would say. Get out a piece of paper, because you're going to want to take notes anyway when Lynn talks. Draw a line down the middle. Supplemental income, primary income. Where are you? Are you making supplemental income? What has to change to make this primary income, and what is that number?
You would have to go back in time and join Isagenix or any other MLM when they were first starting, because that's the only way that you're going to make it into the 1% unless you hit some kind of miracle and you skyrocket to the top of the pyramid. Stop lying to people. It's getting fucking annoying.
And if we're not first grateful for supplemental 1 cycle, 2 cycles, 3 cycles, 4 or 5 cycles a week.
Okay, sorry. I know I'm pausing a lot. From what I understand, what the cycles mean are how often you're getting paid. So they get paid every so often, depending on how much product they sell or how much their team makes and things like that. So I think that's what she means. Like, how many cycles are you getting paid? Are you making those cycles? And referring to that as like the payday.
You're never going to be grateful for the primary. It doesn't happen. So it's really just honing in on 1 cycle a week for almost everybody that you enroll. To get yourself out of owning a job, because a lot of us bought ourselves a job in network marketing and moving over to the entrepreneurial mindset, it's what actions have to take place that haven't taken place before. And we want it, but then we say it doesn't work, and people leave and they say it didn't work. And I'm saying, what didn't work? You were making 2 cycles a week. Clearly it was the universe started to show you, hey, look, here's the evidence. It's showing up for you, but we deny it and we push it down. And that's the big difference. And what we need to understand is we have everything in this company we can possibly want to grow a primary source of income and have it be here. But if you're not clear about the activities between the two, every single thing that you're going to hear in this compensation plan is a nice idea for someone else, but not you. And if you want it to be for you, where do you personally, every single person has a different skill set on this call. Where do you need to round off who you are in this so that it gets more expansive for you? I think most of us know, I know my lane. I know enough to stay in my lane. I know I can't do a compensation plan training like Lynn can. That's why Lynn's on the call doing that. I know I can't do a product training like Kyle and Kathy. That's not my brain. It's not my background. Notice how Kyle knew to say, Kathy, let's do a product training call, because they're experts in that. When Kathy wants something on network marketing or team building or the ins and outs of the business, she calls me. She's like, I don't know about network marketing the way that you do. You've been doing this for 20 plus years. Help me figure this piece out. We utilize each other's skill sets. And what I want everyone to do is focus on what you know you are great at and write that down. What are you great at? What's easy? What's the stuff you love? And where is the resistance? Because many of you are still very resistant to getting people in. If you don't have 2 new people starting a week, every single week, you're in the supplemental column.
Every week, are they recruiting people to start on the team? Or is she talking about like to start buying Isagenix? Either way, that's not very realistic for the average person who is likely working a full-time job, maybe is a mom, maybe is a dad, maybe is working multiple jobs and has other things to do. 2 people a week? Pardon me, but that sounds delusional.
You can tell me it's your primary source of income, but I would say this, then you probably need to do something else to bring in more money. And here's the big thing. And Lynn, when we were talking earlier, I was like, oh, what is it? And she said, go drink your nootropic and you'll remember. And I'm a little bit like, a little bit too much Isagenix coffee. If I showed you our stock, you guys there's nobody who has more Isagenix coffee in their pantry than we do here. It's impossible.
I'm not sure that's something I'd be bragging about.
I think we buy it. I am so afraid I'm going to run out of Isagenix coffee. But I drank that nootropic and I was like, I remember what I wanted to say. When we talk about diversifying income, I am never suggesting people go out and do another thing that requires you to work at it. I'm saying take the money that you have made in Isagenix and have your money work for you. Don't go working for more money. It's like that hamster, just going around and around. If you truly want to diversify your income, hone in on what we have here to start making enough money as your primary source of income so there's money left over to start to invest. Real estate's discounted right now.
Huh? Y'all, what the fuck? What is she on? Stop the nootropics because they're doing something bad. Seriously, between this and the Mary Kay call that I just reacted to, I am gonna lose it. From what I hear, she just said, if you're not making enough in Isagenix yet, don't go work for the money. Make the money that you're making in Isagenix work for you. Ma'am, people have fucking bills to pay. They don't have more money to keep investing into Isagenix. What the fuck are you talking about?
Stocks are discounted right now. There's plenty of opportunity to start to invest money, to start having your money work for you. And that's what we do here. So if you're super serious and people say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to become that and I'm going to do this. And people talk about diversifying income, not going and figuring out more things to do, but figuring out how to become excellent at one thing so that the money flows and you take that money and you let the money go work. And what we want to do on this call today is make it so vivid in how much money you are all sitting on right now. Everybody has an opportunity to make a lot of money in this. Some people have an opportunity to make supplemental income because they will never do the personal work to remove those blocks, to capture it. So we're going to show you what's available. When Lynn drew this out and she showed me, I looked at this and we looked for 2 years before coming over to Isagenix. We didn't just leave a company and create some hype on social media. We did an enormous amount of due diligence before we made a decision saying there is no other, none, zero. There is not another compensation plan in the industry, none like ours.
If I had a half a penny for every time I heard an MLM consultant say this, I would be a fucking billionaire. Not a millionaire, a billionaire.
And when she starts to draw this out, what happened to me is most likely going to happen to you. I was making about $400,000, $500,000 a year in my previous company, going back I think it's 13 years ago, 15 years ago when we first looked at Isagenix, and Lynn drew this out. And I walked away from everything. I had to give up my income to come here because I knew with a compensation plan like that and the desire to want to go out and help other people change their lives, I was going to be successful. And that desire supersedes everything. I was personally going to help people. I was going to find those people. I didn't care about who was saying no to me. I didn't have enough time to think about it. I was so busy that when people got back to me, who got back and who didn't, it didn't matter because the pipeline was never dried up. And that's back now. It's the same way. I have people blowing me off left and right, but for every person, I'm like, thank gosh, because I have no more time in the day. That's what this compensation plan did. It kept me awake for 2 years. That was my biggest. I was like, Lynn, I never sleep. I'm like up around the clock until I'm just collapsing at night, and I'm missing I'm missing prospects in Australia because I'm falling asleep. I wish I didn't have to sleep for 2 years, and I would have been so much further along. And then started to duplicate, right, and duplicate, and created these big fat legs.
I don't think I need to say anything at this point, but I'm gonna. Why do you think it's a flex that you didn't sleep for 2 years? You were sleep deprived. That's not a flex. You are telling other people that in order to get where you are, whatever that is, how much you make, I don't know. In order to get to that place where she is, you have to lose a lot of sleep. And talk to people in Australia because they're awake when we're sleeping here in the States. Is she for real? Am I being punked right now? I am so speechless. And it could be the grape juice, but I don't think it is.
And that's what we want, right? We want these massive legs. So I'm going to pass this call on to the person who did it for me. She just evoked in me a fire in my belly and a passion and a conviction that had me have enough courage to walk away from all my income.
Fire in my belly. I hate that phrase because I've heard them say it so many times. It makes me want to throw things.
Leave everything on the table, had 6 little eyeballs staring at me like, Mommy, are we going to be able to really do this? They became my team, my cheerleaders, enrolled them in the vision immediately.
6 kids, and you're taking a chance by joining an MLM. That's what you're going to do? There's so many other options. So many. But God forbid we go get the dreaded, villainized 9-to-5 job.
And 22 months later, and this is not typical, but neither is my work ethic. 22 months later, this compensation plan, this vehicle allowed me to create a 7-figure annual income. How come I did that and some people can't do 1 cycle a week? Because you didn't choose it. You didn't post it. You didn't feel it. You didn't become obsessed with that. You allow this little voice in your head to take you out of that.
I had to let her finish with that fucking dumb statement. Really? Because people are different, and a lot of people are not cut out for sales and recruiting, and you can't shame them for that. You're telling everybody that this business is for them, and anybody can do it, and that's not fucking true. Regardless of whether it's a pyramid scheme, in my opinion, or not everybody is cut out for sales and recruitment. And that's the lie that y'all have to stop fucking telling everybody. Because essentially, you're just setting them up for an extreme amount of failure.
And what we're going to do today is we're going to ignite. We're going to throw gasoline on the fire. You're going to understand how much real, tangible money is available in this minute, that daily pay. So I'm going to pass this call on to my sponsor. Lynn enrolled me. My girlfriend, my vault. We share a lot of stuff. We raised our kids together. We traveled to the world together. We left a company with no evidence that this could ever work. We held hands. We walked into the first event at Isagenix. We made it right into the top 50. We went into that event holding hands, our palms sweating. And I said, what if everybody in this company hates us? Like, oh my gosh, we're starting over from scratch. We walked away from everything. We know no one. And we were holding hands, walking in.
Did they hold hands or did they link arms? I'd really like to know.
And I walked into a community of people who stood online and said, welcome to our family. We are so happy to have you here. Ellen Gaines was the first person to give me that big hug. And then it was Renata Lee and Carol Taylor and Jimmy Smith. And they opens up their hearts, they opens up their company. And we are the legacy. It's the leaders in the field.
Shut the fuck up. This woman is really not. I'm not jiving with her at all. I'm going to go ahead and assume, in my opinion, allegedly, that you were welcome with open arms so much because those people knew how much you were making in your last MLM, and they knew that you were likely going to bring a large team with you, a large whatever with you. Like, they saw what you did in the other MLM and they were like, I want that person in this MLM. That's why you were welcomed with open arms. Do you think that happens to everybody? It doesn't.
That will create this legacy. We're in momentum now. The invitation for all of you today is put your toe in the water and get swept up with all of us, because this is the stuff that makes dreams. This is it, you guys. When the whole world is looking at what's not working, there are people who are figuring out ways to make it work. And while everybody's going through whatever they're going through, there will be people on this call who see it the way that I did. I want to help another person no matter what. And as a result, you will be rewarded. And I'm going to pass this call on to the person who threw me the lifeline, said, come check out this compensation plan, Lisa. It's like no other. And what supported that? The products, the system, and the community. So I want to pass this call over to my beautiful friend, the one and only Lynn Klaus.
Lisa, thank you so much. What a beautiful introduction. And man, what an incredible community this is on these Monday calls. I feel like I was just filled up to the brim. Like right now, I feel like we could just get off and have such a great day, really casting a vision out there. And I want to let you all know, because I know some of you are new, some of you have been in for years.
They're just filling up each other's cups. Pouring into each other. So f***ing gross.
And sometimes when you see some of the top leadership talk and share, or they share that they earn a 7-figure income, a 7-figure yearly income, and you think, how could I ever be that? Is that me? And I want to share with you that was really me in the very beginning when I first dipped my toe in. So before I dive into the comp plan, because the comp plan, you can watch me do the comp plan on a video. So I'm not going to regurgitate everything that you can watch a video for. It's the tool. The tool is there on isagenixbusiness.com, PBC 123. In the 123 section is the video of me doing the comp plan. So I'm going to show some of those slides. But what I really want you to get today, really, really take this in, you guys. What I really want you guys to get today is the belief in our comp plan. So I'm going to give you this overarching view of what I was so excited about, what Lisa was so excited about.
So this is a compensation plan where you're training people how to believe in the compensation plan and not actually explaining the compensation plan. Am I correct?
Yep.
Cool.
What really caught our attention, the tracks to run on, not only for us, but for the people we love and care about and the people that we're bringing in, and realizing this is it. This is my opportunity. This is your opportunity. This is my future. This is your future. And are you able to cast that vision for the people that you're talking to are a magnet to the vision that you're pouring out to them? Does that make sense? Because that's what this is all about. And if I can just be totally honest with this group, we've gotten off track.
We've gotten off track. We're not making the money that we used to because y'all at the bottom of the pyramid are not doing the fucking work
on that. I mean, this is my personal view. And I think it's some of your views as well. Our compensation plan, the big picture is so big, and we started playing a little small, and we started talking about, certain bonuses, and yes, the executive lifestyle bonus, all of that is good. And it's been really important. But I think it's taken away from our talk of the cycles, the residual income, the cycles. I mean, I remember Jimmy Smith talking about that really early on. He's like, I cycle when I wake up. I'm cycling when I'm sleeping. I'm cycling when I go to bed. And, this watch costs this many cycles. This costs this many cycles.
Pardon me, but it sounds like we're talking about the menstrual cycles, and it just doesn't sound amazing. That's where my head goes, at least.
Should be talking cycles. You guys, it's residual income. Lisa talked about the fat legs. I talked about the branches, the tree of your back office that becomes a jungle.
In Mary Kay, the other day, we had a family tree with ladybugs at the bottom, and now we have a fucking jungle. What's at the bottom of that? Monkeys? What is this? What is happening?
We need to get back to that again, because that is absolutely what catapulted our businesses in the beginning. When Lisa and I talked about jumping in, that's what we were talking about. Those calls, the opportunity calls that we were doing, we were casting the big vision of Isagenix. And you guys, that vision is even better now. The compensation plan is better now than it was 12 years ago when I started. It's even bigger now. Our products are more beautiful now. They're more innovative now. The results are better. Everything is better today than it was then. We just have to get back to what it is that we do really well, which is casting a vision. So who was I in the beginning? You guys, I was a young mom from Blair, Nebraska. I always talk about more corn and cows than people, because it was true. My kids were 7, 4, and 1 when I first got started in network marketing. People would see me as quiet and shy. I'd get up in the morning, take my kids to daycare, and go to work as an occupational therapist in a hospital. And I really do believe that back then, if you would have known me, I don't think I would have been first on your list to call. But I'm so grateful that someone really cast the vision for me of what was possible, because I was sick and tired of the crazy running around. And I tell you this because we all start somewhere. We think, oh, I'm not this enough. I don't look like this enough. I'm, not outgoing enough. I don't know if I'm a salesperson. But what I ask you is how bad do you want it?
It doesn't fucking matter how bad you want it if it's not a skill that comes naturally to you. And I hope that anybody that's watching this that is thinking about joining an MLM really hears that, because if you are not good at sales and if you are not good at persuading people to join things, then this is not the path for you. It shouldn't be the path for anybody, but specifically those people should not be joining an MLM, because you're gonna start to feel bad about yourself when people like this are telling you that you got off track and shaming you essentially for not doing what they were able to do. You're not them.
If you want it bad, you can do this, and you can learn the skills to be successful. And Lisa talked about, really rolling up your sleeves and doing the work, and how many people are really willing to do the work. So if I reach my goal today, then it'll be that you see the vision so big, it's so powerful and so for you, and that this is a gold mine that every single one of you has access to, and we're offering people a shovel. That's what we're doing.
It's always so funny when they think they had a mic drop moment and they have that facial expression of yeah, I just fucking crushed that. You don't sound as awesome as you think you do. And I say that because I told myself that. I watched my old videos and said, I sound like a fucking idiot. And one day, you will see the same thing in your past self that I see in my past self.
Every single one of you. But being willing to roll up your sleeves and go to work, to have your cell phone die, have to plug it back in again. When we first started, there was a hurricane and Lisa had to get in her car to charge her phone. There were no excuses. We had to make this work. So I don't want you to think
During a hurricane, you should not have to be worrying about your Isagenix business. If you are in the middle of a hurricane to the point where you have to go out to your car to charge your phone, just be taking care of what needs to be taken care of. You don't need to be working your Isagenix business and then in the same breath turn around and tell people that they can have this freedom lifestyle and have time freedom and all of this, but in the middle of a fucking hurricane, you're sitting in your car charging your phone so you can work your Isagenix business. Nobody should have to do that.
I had some superhero power that caused me to have massive success. You guys, I was willing to work really, really hard. And some of you may have heard the audio that I recorded years ago called The Millionaire Mindset. And it's just having the mindset of success. And when you fall down, how many times are you willing to get back up and dust yourself off? Maybe put on a few Band-Aids and wrap yourself up in some gauze, but you get back up again.
This is not a fucking TED Talk. It's a network marketing call. Let's relax.
Because your belief is so huge. I was willing to make that extra call. I was willing to stay up a little bit later, to get up a little early. So I just wanted to share that part with you, to say, I had to put in the work. I had to work on myself. And like Lisa said, we all have different strengths. And even though I enrolled her in Isagenix, she re-enrolled me back in many, many times because of who she is, and being willing to really pour yourself into your upline, your sideline, your downline, that no matter what conversation it is, if it starts going south, are you the one that keeps it going south?
There we go, pouring into each other again.
Take that elevator up and take it up to the balcony, and not ever engage in drama and negativity, because that just takes you out of the game.
You can't go through life and not experience any drama or negativity. That's not realistic. So get out of your fairy tale bubble in Isagenix. People have to go through things that suck. And sometimes you're feeling a little negative, and that is okay. You can't, again, shame people because they have some negativity going on. Respectfully, fuck off.
So let's dive in, and I'm going to show a couple different things. A few of these things I think you've probably seen from Susan Miller before, and then I'm going to talk about our comp plan, and then I'm going to draw out a few things, and at the very end, I'm going to give you some tools on how to invite some people in, because I really want to challenge you to show up in a different way. Keep doing what you've been doing, because you've been successful up to this point doing what you're doing as far as how you're reaching out.
Keep doing what you've been doing, but also we're really slacking and you need to pick it up. What is it, ma'am? Which one is it? You're contradicting yourself at this point.
But would love you to add in, how many purposeful business conversations and invitations are you going to have this week? And really think about that as I'm talking. Maybe some names will come to mind. Write them down of some people that you want to talk to. Because it's time to get purposeful, you guys. It's time to get intentional. It's in time to invite people in, not just posting and praying. You can keep posting. Yeah, we need to do that stuff. But also, who are you inviting in to your dream team in Isagenix? It's going to take you to the whole next level. So I'm going to show you, if it cooperates here, my iPad. So you have seen this before. It's the cash flow quadrant. I know you've seen this before on this call. But
it just got 10 times worse. If you're not familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, is that how you say his name? He wrote the book about this whole thing, the cash flow quadrant, which on its own makes sense to an extent. But it's very geared toward MLMs and network marketing companies, especially because he is such a large supporter of multi-level marketing and network marketing companies, MLMs, whatever you want to call them. And so a lot of times you'll see them refer to this. And that's what the first individual that was talking was referring to. She was referring to this when she said, you bought yourself a job. It's one of the quadrants in the cash flow quadrant that he refers to in the book. I've never read the book, thank God, because it'd probably just piss me off because of all of the references that he has made just in interviews to MLMs. It's huge supporter of the MLMs.
I want to just start here because, again, it's a mindset. When you wake up in the morning, what do you see in your Isagenix business? And I see it as definitely here, the lower right. So there's 4 quadrants. E, you're an employee, you have a job. We all know what that means, right? S, you're self-employed, but basically that means you're owning a job. So if any of you are self-employed, you know what I'm talking about, and you have a small business. It's not easy. I always say that the only thing worse than being an employee is having employees. Have you heard that before? So for those of you that have employees, you know what I'm talking about. B is owning a system. It's big business. And I is really having money work for you. And I'm sure that that's why you guys got excited about Isagenix, right? You're excited about the residual income, having money work for you. And Jimmy Smith, who talked about, he loved to cycle in his sleep. How many of you like to earn money while you sleep, right? You're not going to do that clocking in and clocking out. That's what I did at the hospital. I loved what I did. I loved working with the doctors, but I love my residual income. I could never go back to that again after owning my own business, having money work for me, creating leveraged income. So most of the people are living over here on the left. So it's 95% of the population. It's about 5% of the wealth. Most of the wealth in the world is over on the right side, but it's a smaller percentage of the population, which would probably tell you what? You need to show up differently. You need to show up like that 1%, 2%, 5% person. How do they show up? when they own their own life over here on the right. So think about that. In, these calls I know have been so good for personal growth and personal development and really growing in yourself, because the great thing about owning your own business is you own your own business. You can look in the mirror and say, hey boss, can I have today off? The bad thing is that you're your own boss, and you have to be willing. Like, I don't have to think about it anymore.
You do not own a business when you're in an MLM. You do not. You have somebody telling you what you need to sell every year, quarter, 6 months, month. You also have guidelines that you have to follow for your marketing. You can't make your own graphics in most MLMs. You can't run your own promotions in most, if not all, MLMs. A lot of times when you sign MLM contracts, you're handing over the rights to your social media accounts. You do not own your own business when you join an MLM like Isagenix. Stop fucking lying, ma'am.
Isagenix is just such a part of me. I don't say to myself in the morning, am I going to do Isagenix today? I mean, it's just a part of who I am. It just flows in and out of everything that I do. And having those purposeful business conversations, really igniting in something that they didn't even know was in them. I love that. Seeing people's eyes light up where they're like, oh, what if this does work? What if this could work for me? What if I could bring in a passive residual income? What if I could bring in an additional income for my family? Wow, I have always sworn these things off. I never thought I could do this, but wow, what if this could work for me? So we're going to talk about that today. Really being that person that doesn't just offer someone collagen, doesn't just offer someone to feel great, to lose some extra pounds, to have more energy. That all goes along with it. It's the foundation of the wealth we're creating. But in every one of those conversations, are you casting a vision of what's possible if they share it with a few more people? Because on the left is linear, right? Trading time for money. Living over on the right side, that's cash flow. That's leveraged income. That's owning your life. You guys, it's a beautiful place to live. So you have to ask yourself, is this how I'm showing up? So again, just asking yourself those questions to think, maybe this is where I've been struggling. Yes, I've had some success. Yes, I've earned some trips. Yes, I've gotten to executive maybe, or maybe you've gotten the executive lifestyle bonus. Maybe you've done some of those things, but are you really creating leveraged income? Are your cycles increasing? And I would just say, if they're not, you're not casting a big enough vision for the people that you're talking to that allows them to play a bigger game and to play full out in this amazing, incredible compensation plan that we have. Now, just to show you a little bit of like how much I live this, you guys, on my iPad, I can just kind of scroll down in this notes app, but I just want you to see this. I mean, this is what I'm doing all the time. I'm drawing. This isn't here like just to, entertain me. I just keep adding to it. So these are conversations that I've had with people. And some of you may think, oh, well, Lynn can do this or whatever, but so can you through practice. And I just ask you, how bad do you want it? And when you learn something like I did from Susan Miller way back when it was at a New Year kickoff or celebration.
What in the f***ing pyramid scheme are all of these pyramid-like structures that she's drawing? What the f***?
I can't remember where she talked about this. And I've been drawing it out ever since and really showing people the power of two.
Eventually, you're going to have 4,096 people on your team if you add 2 people every time. Do you realize how quickly everybody within Isagenix would run out of people in the earth? You would have to go to a different planet to find more people to join your MLM. How do you not see that? You're going to run out of people. You can't recruit babies. You can't recruit animals. How do they not see it? How are they so blind to it? Do they think there's an infinite amount of people on the planet? Because there's not. And they have to be 18 or older.
The power of, 100 BV setting you free, 100 BV every 30 days, 100 BV will set you free. I mean, you're using these incredible products. I mean, we're talking about these. These are sitting up here because, I'm drinking them today. This is the foundation of what it is that we do in Isagenix. And so you have to cast a vision of what's possible to say, do you have a few minutes? I know you're excited about the products. You may be excited about getting your products paid for, but imagine a few others did that as well. I'm sure there's some others like you that want to look better and feel better and live, out of a bigger bank account and live out of a better body. Let me show you what's possible when grab a few customers who see the bigger picture, that become business builders, and the power of two. Again, I'm just showing you guys what you've seen and that you can, see videos and replays of. But two, who find two, who find two, who find two. You add this all up. See, it's the power of multiplication. That's over 8,000 people, 6% commission, 120 BV. That's about $700,000 a year. That's like a maxed out compensation plan. And I think it's important to show people the big picture, because they may think, well, my life is my kids and it's work and it's coming home. It's my work, it's my kids and it's coming home, and say, you know what? It was for me too. But I was absolutely determined to find those who were determined to change their current circumstances in life. I mean, you want to find someone that is hungry to change the current circumstances in life. And you're not.
So if they're hungry to change their current circumstances in life, they're going to find 8,000 people to recruit to their team. Do you hear yourself?
Not going to do that if you don't cast a vision with people, because they may think, well, I only know a few people. Well, yeah, but those few people know a few people who know a few people who know a few people. And those hundreds can become 500, become 1,000, become 5,000, but not if you're not talking about it. Does that make sense? So this is like the overarching picture to make sure that you're not treating your Isagenix business as an S. And I really believe that some of you are, and maybe not even knowingly. You might be treating your Isagenix business as an S, as owning your own job, because you're like, if I don't touch my business, I don't have a paycheck. If I'm not enrolling people, I don't have a paycheck. If I'm not helping those people enroll people, I don't have a paycheck. You want to try and shift that over to I by having more purposeful business conversations, by sharing the big picture with more people, so that it's not just a few people maybe enrolling onesies, twosies here and there, but you have someone that says, this is it. This is it for me. This is my opportunity. This is my future. Show me how to create leveraged income. Show me how to create big income in Isagenix. So let me show you a few of the slides just to remind you. All right, Lisa, let me know, and you can interrupt me if there's someone that asks a question that I don't see. Let me pull this up here.
Yeah, we're not going to have anybody ask questions. This is not going to be interactive. So if you have any questions you want Lynn to answer about this, post it in the chat.
No questions allowed. Gee, I wonder why.
All right, so this is just the PowerPoint that I used that's in the big picture compensation plan video, which again, you can find on isagenixbusiness.com. Go to PVC 123. It's in the 123 part for the income. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing. The 20% is amazing, you guys. It's the right now money. And so in this image right here, and I'll just go ahead and play this. Oh, wait, Lisa, can you see it where it says all connected?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So think about the compensation plan like this. We have the right now money, which is the 20%. Love the 20%. So that way, no matter how somebody starts, you're going to earn that 20% right now money where people can get their products paid for. The big picture is where it's at, you guys, the residual income. I know that that's what ignited you in this. You're excited about that. So cycle pay, the residual income that you talk with someone and 10 years later, they're still purchasing. And over time, there's no one that is earning $1 million a year without leveraged income. They're not doing it on their bonuses. The bonuses are great. I'm telling you guys, you want to live over here on the right. You want to live in the commission cycles. You want to live in that big picture. So the bridge income is the bonuses that you earn, the rank advancement bonuses, ACMDE, going from associate to enrolling 2, consultant, manager, 2 who find 2, right? Director, 6 personally enrolled consultants, executive, 10 personally enrolled consultants, 5 on your left, 5 on your right. It's important to teach people that bridge income because that's what makes it worth it for them while they're working on the big picture. But they won't know to stretch for that stretch goal if you haven't shown them. So I love drawing that out. You can draw it out on a napkin. You can draw it out on a piece of paper. You can show them the video until you feel confident enough. You can get them on a call with someone in your upline to draw it out. But when you have someone that's ignited, that wants to make money, you guys, get them on the phone with someone that can help you get them ignited. Get back to some of those three-way calls, those three-way Zooms. Get back in person if you can. You can get together in person to have those meetings, and you can cast a vision together, all those things. But I just want you to, again, to get that overarching view of what our compensation plan is. Right now, money, right now is exactly what it is, the right now money. Your goal is to create the commission cycles. In between is the ACMDE repeat, right? All right. So again, briefly, what is cycle pay? Left team, right, right? You're enrolling customers, you're enrolling people that become business builders, and then those people are doing the same. It starts to build out. The computer is looking for 600 points of volume on one side, 300 on the other, for a total of 900 BV, which is one commission cycle. But again, to see such the big picture where you're like, yes, but one can become 3, that becomes 5, that becomes 10, that becomes 50. But it's having enough people on your team, seeing the big picture, working together, casting a vision of what it is that they're creating together. You guys on these Monday calls, casting a vision always to this, no matter what the topic is, always talking about residual income, getting back to the cycles. And yes, the bonuses are great. Yes, the different bonuses are awesome. But this is where the focus needs to be.
She's really pushing that false hope on these people.
Because if you're always focusing on just what you need to get a bonus, you're always going to be working in the S quadrant. You're going to be stuck in the S quadrant, and you're not going to be over to leveraged income, which is the I.
Lynn, if you can just make your presentation full screen, because we could see all the slides on the left, but it's cut off. So if you could just adjust it for us. While she's doing that, if everybody could mute out.
I did make it full screen.
Yeah, we still see we still see the edits. I mean, we can.
Oh, it's paused. Hang on a second.
Okay,
Sorry.
Yeah, we still see the edits.
Thank you.
I want to interrupt you.
Hang on a second.
And if while she's doing that, if everybody could just mute out and.
Lynn, hit play. Hit play.
I did, and then that's when it paused.
Okay.
What do you guys see now?
Left and right sales team with all the circles and you in the middle.
Awesome. All right. So in the bigger picture, in this particular screen, you see the red circles? Okay. So this is an example of how you can see the bigger picture. So this is why I love the bridge over of the ACMDE, because it
Looks like a picture of the Egyptian pyramids, if you know what I mean.
gives somebody something to work towards. So in this particular example, you have someone you didn't personally enroll that's over on the inside of someone on your left team that caught the.
There's not even just one pyramid. There are 2.5-ish and then one upside down pyramid. And yes, I know that like corporate has a pyramid structure when you look at how the employees are laid out, but this is something different. That's not the same thing. That's for another video though.
Vision that maybe you did a 3-way call with, and they see the big picture and they're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to build a network of consumers loving and using Isagenix products, and they're on their way to executive right now. And I asked corporate once, when someone's on their way to executive, about how many people are enrolled. They said 60 to 100. So this is why I wanted to create this visual, because I wanted you to see how having a few people see the big picture is how you build a big network. It's how your branches become a tree that become a jungle. So this red, even though in your back office it isn't red, I want you guys to visualize how you can create exponential growth in your business. It's by having people see the big picture, see themselves there, and leap into action. That's really what leadership is casting a vision so powerful that somebody is doing something that they wouldn't normally have done if you hadn't been there. Does that make sense? So you have to ask yourself, are you that person? And again, because you met Lisa, she's on here. I know she's that person because she does it for me. You know, if I'm having a down day, she's like, come on, girl, like snap out of it. You know, we're not done yet. Let's go. You know, so she's just always that person. Are you that person? Because if you're having a bad day and you're kind of want, and you're just finding out the other people that are want about things, you are not going to be who you need to be to cast a vision that's going to cause somebody to do this. Guys, protect your energy. Protect your energy. And sometimes I think I protect it so much that I'm always the last to know about things. Like if there's something negative going on, I'm like, really? I had no idea. No one's even talking to me about it. I think they just kind of know better. All right. So, I mean, I don't have time for that. It's like, you're in justification mode, you're in excuse mode, or you're in growing mode. And I find growing mode a lot more fun. So that's where I want to live. So here you've got someone on your right side that really sees the big picture, right? But what's really cool about this, the arrows, is all of that is flowing up through all of those people, that volume, right? Those points, and up to you.
There it is. There it is. She said the quiet part out loud. And
you've got another person on an inside of an inside. It doesn't matter where they are. That's one of the things I love about this compensation plan is you're looking for people who are looking for you. You're looking for like-minded people. You're looking for the eagles. You're looking for the people that can really see the big picture, maybe have influence, know a lot of people. Maybe they have a certain skill, whatever it happens to be. The longer you're in and the longer you have an organization, you're like digging in there, right? You're digging for gold to help cast a vision. And then within those people, they've got people that see the big picture, and then boom, out it goes. I want you guys to experience that. Right, Lisa? Like, you know, you're smiling because you know what I'm talking about.
I'm so excited as I'm looking at
the arrows pointing back up to you, the U circle. That got me. Like, you just literally drew a picture for people to see that this is a pyramid scheme. It's all going to flow back up to you. Do you think you're safe because you have a product? You can have a product and be a pyramid scheme. So don't let that fool you. And that's according to the FTC article linked below.
This because I need to say this. You know, I'm watching a lot of competitors post about how amazing their companies are. And I'm sure some companies are incredible. I think the companies that have been around, you know, for 40, 50 years, 60 years, they're amazing. And we're so grateful. And some of these newer companies, they're talking about the growth, and I look at my back office, which looks like this, right? Lynn, this is what our organization looked like, 175,000 people in my organization. I don't know 175,000 people. I know a couple of hundred people, but as a result, there's that many members. So when I look at this and I think, wow, you know, over 13 years, that's what my organization turned into, because I never stopped talking about it. Our organization, if you combine Lynn and my organization, and I'm under Lynn, right? So we have this massive organization, is bigger than some of the companies out there. And they're like, we're in this company. I'm going, my organization is bigger than your entire company.
I would just stop talking if I were you. You are digging your own grave. Not literally. You know what I mean? I don't mean a literal grave. I mean the grave of your business.
And your company's been around for 7 years. Like, yeah, no, thank you. And this is the power of our compensation plan. So you don't even need to worry about the person that you sponsored isn't, you know, really getting it, because they introduced you to people, and all the way down is someone like Michael Barkart, who we're going to talk to next week, whose entire upline, I think going all the way back up to maybe Ellen Gaines, so many people are not involved.
Right.
Do you think it matters?
And that's the key point here, is you look at those squares that are circled, you guys, those are individual people. And so once you're earning, I would say like a 6-figure income and up, your organization is mainly 30 leaders. It's about 30. And of those 30, you have like 6 to 10 that are really, really strong. So it's not about, you know, finding thousands of people. And you hear people, you know, oh, what Lisa said, over, you know, almost 200,000 people. And you think, oh my goodness, like, but don't think about that. It's a few who see the big picture, who engage a few, who become a few who share with a few and really ignite those people that you see this. And I want you to just take this in for a moment. I mean, take this in, what you see on the left, and where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be at the end of this year? You guys,
I hate that they're feeding this whole team so much false hope, because that's not realistic at all. To get 250 cycles a week, so 250 times you're getting paid out, if that's actually what that means, I could be wrong again, but still, she's saying that you could get paid $13,500 a week for working your Isagenix business. That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
post it, put it on your computer, put it on your phone, and think, all right, well, if I'm cycling 5 times now, which is almost $300 a week residual income, which is a beautiful thing, how can I get it to 40 by the end of the year? And you think about how much volume is needed on your left and your right, and you can just work that out with the math, with the 600 and 300 BV, and to think, I need to be having, X amount, 5, 10 purposeful business conversations a week. And it doesn't have to be your people. It can be your people's people. That is the beauty of this compensation plan, is, really where you see yourself in this, and showing other people, where they see themselves, asking them where they see themselves, and then guiding them and showing them the way. But remember, don't overcomplicate it. Our compensation plan is still, the right now money, bridging over ACMDE to the residual income cycles repeat. That's it. But your goal is to have a lot of people doing that. And when you do that, your tree can look like a jungle, just like this one. So you guys declare it. Say, I'm on a mission to make my tree look like a jungle, mission max out, and really make this your best fourth quarter ever, right? And then of course the reentry is just kind of seeing the big picture here, where they break the tree basically, and you get another position above yourself. So now everything that was your right and left before becomes your left, and then you just build another right team. So why do we share this? Because for some of you, you're like, wow, I'm cycling 5 times a week. I can't even imagine this. I can't imagine 250 cycles, $13,500 a week. But it's seeing yourself there first. Think of it like this. The binoculars is where your future casting, your life, your business, right? And then you have your magnifying glass for the daily do. What am I doing today to take me here tomorrow? What am I doing today that'll take me there tomorrow, so that you can high five yourself tonight and say, well done. We're going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to do it again.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of the term SMART goals. It's something that I was taught by somebody in my life who knows what she's talking about. And this does not feel smart. This feels like, again, she's giving them false hope to keep them going and keep them working so she can keep making money. But this is so unrealistic that people are going to work so hard to reach it and eventually burn themselves out and just give up. That's historically what happens in MLMs, because they're sold this dream and they think, I was one of them, they think that you're going to make all of this money, you're going to be able to leave your job and stay home with your kids and go wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go. And that's not the case. It's not likely going to happen for the majority of the people who join MLMs.
But you're going to need more than a binoculars and a magnifying glass. You're also going to need the goggles, right? For the crap.
Oh, you guys got those goggles on. I don't know what kind of goggles they are, but they have to be virtual reality goggles, because they can't see anything in real life. They really think that this is the reality for everybody. They fail to do the math of how many people are in the world.
In the peripheral vision, that you want to just like blinders on. And I love having my blinders on, because it's not being blind or ignorant out there. Isagenix works. You've got all these people, we have so many Isagenix millionaires on this call, and those that have earned multiple millions and, multiple 6 figures, whatever it may be. All the proof is there in our products too, right? The 100 club members that have lost 100 pounds, like all of the evidence is there. Now it's just your belief in making it happen and saying, I cannot wait to cast a vision. I have not been doing this. I cannot wait to cast a vision and find those who are looking for me, so that I can see myself here having business center number 1, having business center number 2, and on Monday, literally getting 2 deposits. Do you see yourself there? You guys, I had to see it way before it happened. And I talked about that in Millionaire Mindset when I had just a few people in my house, just a few, sitting by my fireplace and telling them, you guys, this is what I see. I know it's just a few of us right now, but I know there's going to be a day when there's going to be all these cars coming down the street for our meeting. I was casting that vision first, and I had never had success yet.
I'm still unsure how this is a compensation plan training. We haven't learned anything about the compensation plan. You've only taught about the dreams and the visions that you have for your team. And in my opinion, it's all with an agenda so that you can make more money.
So see yourself first. That's why these tools are here. So you can see yourself there and invite others in. So again, it's all connected. You have the right now money, which I think a lot of you are really good at sharing. Hey, you can earn 20%. But are you saying, you know what, just give me a few minutes. I want you to see the big picture. This may or may not be a fit for you, but if it isn't, you may know just the person who is, and that would mean the world to me, right? And then you have the bridge income that takes you over to the big picture. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And then lastly, what I wanted to share here is, let me scroll down here. Let me make sure this doesn't pause on me. All right, is leveraged time. This is so important to be able to cast a vision for the people that you're talking to. So if you have 10 hours a week that you're able to carve out, you want it to be purposeful, you want it to be intentional, you want to have purposeful business conversations. If someone reaches out for you, the product, say, awesome, so excited for you to have your amazing results. Do you have a few minutes? I also want to show you the other side of Isagenix, because I'll tell you what, it is incredible over here. You can build this e-commerce engine that's going to blow your mind. Do you have a few minutes? You want to be able to cast that vision for people, because if you enroll a couple people and they see the big vision and they're like, okay, my life is crazy, but I can carve out 10, and you've got the other person on the right, because of the way our compensation plan works, you're still working 10, but you can have 28 hours of earning power.
Did she miss the part when both her and the other individual said that they were not sleeping and they were working so much to get their business to where it is now? Did they miss that part? Now they're telling people that they can only work 10 hours a week. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you miss that part? Maybe rewind this training and listen to it. Go drink your nootropics and then re-listen to this training so that you can hear how ridiculous this sounds.
And this is an important thing for people to understand, especially people who are over there on the left quadrant that are used to being employees or being self-employed, is that, obviously you're going to have some customers in there, but there's going to be a few people that see the big picture, and they see the big picture and see the big picture. And you can see over on the right, 100, now you're still putting in the same 10 hours, but through leveraged income, you have 146 hours of earning power. You guys, that is powerful. And I want to ask you, have you been doing this? Have you been sharing this? Do people that you're talking to, would every single one of them be able to say, you know what, it may not be a fit for me, but I definitely know what Lynn is doing. I know what Kathy's doing. I know what Lisa's doing. I know what Kyle's doing. Are we really showing them the power of residual income? We have the tracks to run on. We have PVC 1, 2, 3. We have the right now money. We have ACMDE, which is the bridge over to the big picture, which is the cycle. We have the community. We have the partnership. We have all of it, but are we playing full out in every single area? So lastly, what I want to share is one of the things that I created for our team to kind of help in casting a vision, and I'll share this with you guys here today, is I created a document, and I did share it on a Grow Week call as well with Isagenix. So some of you may have this, but we have PVC 1, 2, 3 for weight wellness. We have PVC 1, 2, 3 for natural beauty, but I believe so strongly, obviously, in the big picture and the residual income, and really wanted to give people the verbiage. And Susan Miller helped me a lot on this. So what you're going to see, here, let me put it over here in the chat. So photo video cart is basically what PVC stands for, which is the Isagenix system.
I just automatically was thinking of PVC pipes.
But also for the opportunity, I wanted to make sure that we had the tools that we needed. So there's an opinion approach, direct approach. I'm not going to read these to you. You guys can do this on your own when you click that in the chat, and then we can also make sure it gets sent out with the recording. But what I wanted you to see here is, think of it like video cart. When you're sharing the opportunity, you're having a conversation, you're sharing a video, you're having a conversation, you're sharing a video, making sure that you're using the tools. They're all right here. The power shift, the business art of well-being, the earning 20%. They see the bigger picture. They can see the power financial model, the cart. One of the things that Lisa and I talked about this morning too, is when you're casting a big vision and I'm talking to someone, let's say I'm talking to my friend, Sarah, and she sees the big picture. Maybe she initially wanted collagen. And then I say, let me share with you what we're doing in Isagenix. This is amazing. So many people want collagen. So many people want our products. You're really building a network of consumers. Let me show you what happens. Let me show you this powerful e-commerce engine. Let me show you this amazing residual income that can happen. And I cast that vision. Now Susan or Sarah goes from, I want collagen to I need it all. Because you're buying a business. So you have a different conversation with that person. So now instead of saying, I'm going to spend this money, I'm investing in my future, because I know that every single one of these products that I take in is an income producing asset. Does that make sense? It's a different conversation. So make sure you're having it, because if you're having it, then it's not just about having someone spend more money, you guys. This builds belief. When I drink my Biotic, this builds belief. This sucker is going in my body every single day, the nootropic. So I want them to have cleanse days and shake days. I want them to try the collagen, one of our #1 selling products. I want them to try the Bia. I want them to have the elixirs. Their initial order may be somewhere between $500 and $1,000, but they made a business decision. Do you see the difference? Business conversation, business decision, building a larger network, BV, income, residual income cycles, you guys. It's playing at a higher level. It's up-leveling your conversations. Does this make sense? Up-leveling your conversations, because what is somebody buying? Are they buying your product or are they buying your vision?
They really don't hear themselves. They're saying everything that people say when they speak out about MLMs and what's wrong with them. There are no words for this training. It's been quite a wild ride so far.
Are they buying your product or are they buying into your vision for themselves, you guys? This is huge. Now you're going to see all these opening lines, verbiage to commit to memory, to insert into a conversation. Do you keep your options open to making money outside of what you currently do? I recently partnered with a group of talented and well-connected entrepreneurs who are having amazing success. I'm looking to train and mentor a few motivated people. You guys, look through these add-ons. I can't make any promises, but there's a real possibility of hitting a financial home run. Who do you know who's interested in a career change or creating residual income with a turnkey e-commerce solution? And on it goes.
Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste.
Your next step is to try our products. I'll send you a cart now. You want to fill it out ASAP so you can get started with a position on our team. Are you guys drawing that out? Draw the circles. Show them this is where you could be. I'm going to keep building with or without you. You want to be up here. Are you having that conversation, right? Are they making a decision to buy your products or are they buying your vision?
That's 100% displaying the longevity of the community you join when you join an MLM. I'm going to keep building with or without you. Peace out.
So there's some great images where do you see yourself? Show them some of the incomes here. Where do you see yourself? I'd love to make $100,000 a year. They send you a message back. Awesome. Let's hop on a Zoom. Let's map it out. Here's some other images in here, more links to videos so that you have them at your fingertips. But here's more verbiage again, industry objections, and scroll down, industry facts. Share a little bit more about the industry. Isagenix facts. It's a 20-year-old highly successful company with $9 billion in cumulative sales and over 400 millionaires and counting. I see you next. And on it goes, you guys. It's all here. It's all here for you. Now it's just up to every single one of us to put our full self in. We absolutely have the best products. They're amazing, market disrupting, results oriented products. We have a 3-step simple system for success that you can do from anywhere on your phone and a comp plan that will blow your freaking mind. pull up.
We wouldn't know because this comp plan that you claim is so amazing during this compensation plan training has not actually been talked about at all.
Chair. You guys invite people in. If your vision is just a little bit bigger, will you type a 1 in the chat? Is your vision just a little bit bigger? What Isagenix can be? Yes, 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 yes. Mission accomplished. You guys watch this over and over and over again until it just becomes second nature to you and your thinking is just a little bit different. I remember the person who did that for me in my former company. I listened to her recording and it was a quantum leap in my thinking.
And now we're taking quantum leaps. This is going places. It's just spiraling. It's been spiraling since it started. I'm interrupting this shit show to shout out my channel members. Thank you so much for those of you who have decided to join my channel membership and support my channel in this way. I appreciate you so much. If you're interested in learning more about my channel membership and what it all includes, all of that information can be found in the join button underneath this video, or sometimes it doesn't show up there for some reason. If that's the case, then you can find it on my channel page itself. Two of the things that are included are members only live streams, as well as shout outs like this here in all of my videos, as well as a couple of other things. So if that interests you, make sure you check out the link. If not, I just appreciate you being here and having your eyeballs on my content. That is always the #1 way to support my channel, so I appreciate you for that. And with that, let's get back into it.
Because I was doing a lot of events. I was enrolling a lot of people. I was enrolling a lot of people in the products. My product knowledge was there. Like I knew 200% increase in glycosaminoglycans. I still know that from my previous company with their skincare because I had it so memorized. But I had to shift my mindset in the money. And I was different. I was a different person after that because I was able to cast a vision for that every single time. So when I'm sitting down with someone and I'm sharing the products and the business, which you guys, I always share both. Sometimes it may be leaning more one way or the other, depending on how I was introduced to them or how we started the conversation. But I'm always sharing both because your vision so big in the business that you sell the business every time. I mean, that really is a great goal, right? And the more you do it, you're going to get better at it. And the more success you have in it, and the more success that people are having on your team, and the more success your people on your team are having with the money, the belief increases and you get even better at it. So like what Lisa says, just to kind of bookend this and end this for today, you know, Lisa talked about in the very beginning, having those few cycles and really applauding yourself. Because we want to have that full-time income, right? We want to have that. And then you have kind of that the part-time, you're kind of doing it supplemental wise. And some of you are going to decide to play full out and really build this, like having that amazing full-time income. But for a while, it's going to look like supplemental income with that full-time effort. But just know that's normal. It's normal. And that's what you have to go through as you're building the long-term residual income cycles. And that's why it's so few people who have the stomach for the right side of the quadrant. But you guys, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's fun to play over on the right side. Who's ready for the right side? Type right into the chat. Who's ready? Put it in there, declare it. Type right. You're ready for the right side of the quadrant and you're going to play full out and play over on the right side. And really, we're in momentum, like Lisa said, but let's take it to the next level. All right, Lisa, back to you.
Lynn, thank you. And we're going to get you back on because I think we should go into this even in more depth. So I'll work to get that scheduled, and everyone's asking for the slides. So I'll get with you to get the slides. We'll post it in the United Leaders group and on the Facebook page. So please make sure you all join that. And this is what these calls are going to look like going forward. We have that's somebody that I've been trying to get in touch with and has not returned any phone calls until today. And we'll get all this out there. Next Monday is Michael Barkhart, who is crushing it right now. Gosh, he's all over. He's in New Zealand. He's in Australia. He's building teams everywhere. So please make sure that you are letting everybody know about these calls. Lynn, we're definitely going to get you on another one so we can go in more depth. And one of the things I just want to reiterate, when you drew all that out, in order to make that happen, there has to be duplication, or you only have a few circles direct to you. And I think we're like waiting for people to go be the people.
What does duplication even mean? Do they even know? What are you duplicating? Yourself?
Who make money for us. Nobody makes money for us in this business. You have to keep painting that bigger vision to get those people to want to share and create something for their own family. Lynn would say all the time back in the day, every person is like one brick building this wall of financial security around your family. So every person, it's like, how many bricks do you have right now? And the mortar in between are all the people that they're bringing in and they're bringing in and they're bringing in. But if you're not doing that, you're never going to have the opportunity to have all of that volume flow up. So I think today it's getting on people. I'd like to share my e-commerce engine. I took a lot of notes. And this is building a network of consumers. I'd love to show you the compensation plan, leading with the business. Would you like that? This is how we start. Get some products that would feel amazing for you. So we're out of time, my beautiful friend. Thank you for putting this in today. And we look forward to seeing all of you next Monday. And this is for you as we get ready to say goodbye. Welcome to the jungle, everybody.
Welcome to the jungle. This is a jungle that I didn't want to be in, but I ended up here. Yeah, that compensation plan training was not about the compensation plan at all. It was hyping people up to keep recruiting so the people at the top can still keep making money. A bunch of bullshit. Don't join an MLM. As always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.
I've been giving you the worst of me. Now you wanna stay the